Good morning, everybody. It's David from our Well Patch of Dirt. Last night we had a stillbirth. Our fainting goat. We think one of the other goats hit her and caused her to have a premature birth. So Silverbell's being isolated right now. She'll get her own pen for a while. Kind of monitor her. 3 days ago, Laura gave birth to these two. A little boy, a little girl. This is Gus. And this is Gail. They were born in quite the windstorm. This is Mama Laura. Today we're going to discuss poop. Something I must be really familiar with because Carla tells me I'm full of it all the time. Other than eating, a goat's favorite pastime is pooping. They poop a lot. Goat manures are one of the best fertilizers you can use in your garden. It comes pre-pelletized. No matter how much you place in your garden, it will not burn your plants. It also works best in your compost pile because the pellets actually help airflow. Goat manure doesn't attract insects and really doesn't have a smell. It comes in pre-pelletized forms. It's one of the few manures you do not have to compost before you use. Baby goats are the best things about having goats. We also use it straight in our garden. This is our garlic bed. I'll post a link somewhere up there. This is where the magic happens. We use a 3-bin system. We'll start our compost here. Once it gets full, we'll let it cook for about a month or two. Then we'll move it over here and let it cook for another month or two. And then we'll move it over here to finish off. All organic material will break down. Composting is just speeding the process up, helping Mother Nature out. Your compost should reach 120 to 160 degrees. They can get hotter, but if you let them get hotter than 160, it kills your beneficial bacteria and you're working against yourself. One of the most beneficial aspects of compost tea is low-cost hydroponics. Hydroponics can be very cost ineffective, especially with shipping man-made nutrients. Shipping costs are crazy anymore, and it stops a lot of people from getting into hydroponic growing. People think, well, why haven't I heard of this before? Most companies don't want you to know that you can do things pretty much for free. They're in the business of selling you their products. Compost tea is just taking the nutrients out of the compost and moving it into a liquid form. There are a couple ways to do this. You can just place your compost into a bucket and add water, which is great if you're going to use it outside. But in the hydroponics, we just want a nutrient solution. We don't want any foreign material getting in, clogging up pumps. So what we will use is any tightly woven bag we can find. These are the net pot bags we were trying out this year. I'll put a link right up here. Or maybe it's right here, I can never remember. Take it and we'll fill it with our compost. It's a finely sifted compost. Fill it almost to the top. Then I'll take it turn it around, and secure the top. So I'll just twist the top, secure it with a zip tie. Quite a few people don't know zip ties are reusable. If you take the little flat end and place it in between the little tab and the ratchets, you can undo them and reuse them all the time. This is our tea kettle. We store city water in IBC totes outside so it can dechlorinate. You can degas it by letting it sit, and the chlorine will dissipate from the water. Chlorine is an enemy in hydroponics. It'll actually kill any beneficial bacteria. So we'll fill this up from our dechlorinated water, and we'll take our tea bag. Scientific, just drop it in. Our system does have a pump. It works off of our solar system and is on a timer. It'll come on for 15 minutes every hour just to aerate the water. If you don't have air in your tea, it will go anaerobic and start to smell. This is our tattletale. It's just an iceberg lettuce. Its roots are sitting into the solution. If she's green and vibrant, we know that our system is working properly. A lot of people will tell you that compost tea does not work, that you have to purchase the expensive man-made nutrients in order for your hydroponic systems to work out. Why would they say that? Money. People ask, why don't plants drown in hydroponics? Things don't drown because they're in a liquid. Things drown due to lack of oxygen. Even humans breathe a liquid for the first 9 months of their life. We started this cracky system a couple weeks ago. Basically just a bucket with some solution in it. Set it and forget it method. You know your hydroponic systems are working well if your roots are white. These are some gorgeous roots. All this system is used for nutrient is a small bag of compost tea. Virtually free. Hydroponics does not have to be an expensive way to grow your fruits and vegetables. You can use your compost tea as a nutrient solution for a cracky method, Dutch buckets, any system you want. This is another hydroponic system we use. It's a vertical grow system. I'll leave a link up top for the video on when we set this up. And also it's grown just using compost tea. So one of the questions you may have is, well, that works great for just greens. Greens don't have the issue of having to require 2 types of nutrient to produce fruit. It grows and you eat it. Plants require different nutrients at different stages of their lives, especially flowering plants. Here's some strawberries. They're starting to bloom. Normally in a hydroponic system, you would be required to change your nutrient setup once your plants start flowering and setting fruit. With compost tea, you don't have that requirement. The nutrients are already there. Man-made nutrients are very specific in their chemical makeups. The NPK is spot on. With compost, each compost pile is different. but they still provide more nutrients and natural elements that your plants can use at any stage of life than the man-made chemicals. I'm not against the man-made nutrients. It's just not cost effective for me to grow a $3 tomato. Composting is not very city or town friendly. A lot of misconceptions about compost. People think it stinks. It only has an odor if you let your compost go anaerobic. Otherwise, it's just a deep, earthy scent. Where do you find compost? Check your local Craigslist. Beg, barter, buys on Facebook. Somewhere there is a farmer with an excess of crap. Some municipalities have composting sites that actually give away compost for free. And it is much more cost effective to drive 5-10 miles, even with prices of gas today, than it is to order something that's already expensive and then have it shipped to you. The compost tea works great for us. I have not found a plant that I cannot grow utilizing it. From flowers to greens to fruits and vegetables. With our man-made nutrients, we always had a problem with blossom end rot on our tomatoes. Since we switched to a compost tea, we have not had that problem. Things are starting to get real busy around our little homestead. Goats are kidding. The greenhouse is really kicking off. So I better get to work before Carla kicks my butt. I'm David.
I'm Carla.
And thanks for visiting our little patch of dirt.